John Beltran back with Dave Uhrig at Legion Field in Fort Morgan. There we were talking about the differences between these two teams, or we started to, making our way for the national anthem. And we know that the Bee Diggers have a lot of first-year starters and, of course, a brand-new coaching staff as well.
Right. You know, I'll tell you what, we have a lot of kids that are new starters, but they're part of a winning tradition. And you look at the seasons that they've had, those seniors, you know, the last 3 years, you know, that's something, you know, that a lot of kids don't have, especially when you consider the postseason. They've played those extra 2 or 3 weeks every season against one of the best teams in the state. So the fact that maybe they haven't been starters doesn't mean that much when you consider that they've played against the best, you know, week in, week out in extra seasons.
No doubt, and because of all those blowouts a year ago, they saw quite a bit of action. It might not have been against first-teamers, but you have game experience.
Right, and that running clock, they saw their share of first-teamers, but, you know, they're a good bunch of kids, and it's going to be exciting to see them carry that on. And I'm excited for Coach Reed Call. You know, he's a guy that I went to high school with. He was a couple years younger than me, and I know he has a lot of passion for the game, and he definitely knows the game. His dad was one of my high school coaches, and then you see Kent Call over there. He was just a little kid when I was in high school, and you know, you see those guys all out there coaching our Beat Diggers. It's kind of neat because I know they have a huge passion for the game, and they're going to teach our kids how to play their style of football. And if our kids catch on to that, good things could happen when you consider Reed Call's track record over at Wheat Ridge the last few years.
Yeah, he won a couple of state titles and made 3 state finals appearances over at Wheat Ridge. Call is assisted by Dusty Quick, Chris Harper, Aaron Quinlan, Travis Lefevre, Jeff Chasau, Arturo Matos Garcia, Kent Call, and the aforementioned Rick Call, who won 2 state titles as the head coach of the Mustangs in the 1990s. The Mustangs, coached by Harrison Chisholm in his 9th year, assisted by Greg Edson, Josh Langford, Jeff Peterson, Jim Kreckemeyer, Ty Davies, Joe Graves, Jake Schneider, Chris Burkhart, and Seth Wolf. The Bee Diggers are wearing their road whites with the maroon pants, and Fort Morgan in all black. Keep in mind you can follow us on Twitter. Live scoring updates at KSIR Sports or our 1010 KSIR Sports Facebook page. And the Mustangs have won the toss. They will defer, so the Bee Diggers will have the football first. And, Dave, the temperature is perfect.
Yeah, it's warm. It might be perfect for us. I'm sure for the players, you know, they're going to be needing a lot of shots of water out there during the day.
We'll have some video of this game on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube as well a little bit later on. Opening kickoff. Brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. And as Coach Call said during Bee Digger Blastoff, hey, just because we graduated, Kyle Rosenbrock, Alec Peterson, Nico Guzman, there's no excuses here whatsoever.
Exactly. You know, they can't come out there thinking of excuses. They have to come out, and I'm sure all the Diggers are looking forward to see who's making that first tackle, you know, who's going to set the tone and be the leader for the team this year.
Franny Gonzalez will kick it off in the deep men, as you would expect, Dave. Clay Shaver and Baby Maltos Garcia. Jaron Peterson, one of the up men. He's got some experience. He had a lot of duty last year. A lot of the inexperience right here is towards the front line. I don't think Fort Morgan will attempt an onside kick to start the game. That would be rather trend-setting, so to speak.
You never know, boy. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen in this opener. Big plays on the very first series, and it'll be interesting to see how aggressive these teams come out. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing Brush's defense, more of a blitzing defense, something we haven't seen in the past. You know, the offense is going to have a bunch of wide receivers and a quarterback that's in shotgun a lot of time, and it's just going to be a wide-open affair.
So Franny Gonzalez, a senior, to kick it off, and he scored 7 goals in Fort Morgan's first 3 matches this year. They're 3-0 for that soccer team. And he's got an excellent foot. He's got the ability to kick it into the end zone. He's done that many times. And the 2015 high school football season is underway. This one is kicked high and deep into the end zone as Matos Garcia will catch it on the fly. Bee Digger starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. They're available for your banking needs. at Equitable Savings and Loan. All right, 1st and 10. Baby Matos Garcia is the starting quarterback with a revamped offensive line. When the smoke has gone up considerably as well. Trips to the right. On 1st down. Under center is Matos Garcia. Wow, that smoke is right in our face. And there is well, it looked like it was going to be a pitch, but Matos Garcia was brought down in the backfield. And he's brought down. Might have been De Herrera, loss of about 5 yards in the play. I think there was some confusion, Dave. I don't know who's trying to pitch that ball. Yeah,
it looked like it was going to be a pitch left, but he held on to it like a bootleg action, and he just got held up back there. Just a real porous offensive line as Fort Morgan was in a 4-man front. And they blitzed their middle linebacker.
2nd down, and we will call it 15 from the 15-yard line. Trips again to the right with Aaron Williams, the lone setback. Back under center. Now in a shotgun. Now the Beat Diggers have to call timeout. Dave, I think this is expected because you're looking at a situation here where you've got a new system. That timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance. When you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Mullen and Brush. Home Auto Life and Health, 842-4555. That's State Farm Insurance.
Yeah, they're going to have to get used to the play calling that they hear from the sideline. And then again with those nerves, these kids are coming out there with a lot of high expectations. And, that's going to have an effect on you.
We mentioned along that Beat Digger starting line, we got Riggs Tan, who's a junior, big kid. Leo Labano's a senior at 5'11", 195. And we'll introduce these Beat Diggers throughout the course of the game. Raymond Miller, Tristan Volk, a senior. 2nd down and 15 from the 15-yard line. Again, Matos Garcia in a shotgun. 3 receivers are out to the right. Awaiting the snap. Back to throw, looking, setting up, pressure coming. He's going to be sacked back at around the 5 or 6 yard line. Dave, the pressure was coming all over the place. And it looked like he was taken down over there by Trey McBride, only a sophomore. And that's a loss of 9. 3rd down. And we're looking at 24 to go.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Fort Morgan's running that aggressive defense. Brush tried to drop back to pass, and before Maltos could set up or even step up into the pocket, McBride was in his face.
3rd down and 24 from the 6 yard line. A terrible start for the Beat Diggers. Shavers in motion. He gets the pitch running left, looking for a block from Williams, and he's going to get maybe a yard, if even that. Man, he was corralled over there by the teeth of that defense, including Frank Rosales, a senior linebacker. The gain of about 1 makes it 4th down and 23. It's going to take a while for this offense to gel, Dave. It's pretty obvious. And
then the blocking, like right there, the blockers were there. They actually were engaged with the guy they were supposed to block, but they didn't maintain it. They didn't keep their feet driving, and they didn't stay in contact with them, and the Morgan defenders were able to shed the blocks and make the tackle.
Aaron Williams to punt, 7 yards deep into the end zone. Kyle Daniels standing at the Beat Digger 40, waiting to receive. There's the punt. It's high and fairly short, end over end, fair catch. And Daniels has it at the Beat Digger 35-yard line. And with 9:31 to go in the opening quarter, that's where Fort Morgan will take possession of the football in great field position. And Dave, that's exactly why they deferred.
Yeah, they wanted to pin us back. There's a lot to be said about playing that field position battle. Brush is lined up in that 3-5 defense now.
1st and 10 at the Beat Digger 35. The quarterback is Knapp. Toby McBride in that backfield. A handoff to Tate Kimball. Big hole across the right side to the 20-yard line, down the sideline. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds by Matos Garcia inside the 20 to the 16. for Campbell. That's a gain of 19 and a first down for Fort Morgan.
So Brush sent their guys on their blitz, and it's a gap control sort of defense with the blitzing, and the kids hit the holes, but the Fort Morgan kid over here on the right side, the right tackle, did a good job of blocking down on our defensive tackle, and that's what sprung the hole open.
First down and 10 for the B-Diggers 16-yard line. The backs at an eye. Knapp turns, hands it off to Kemble, running off left tackle, hit at the line of scrimmage, and taken down right there. And was the ball fumbled? Or what happened there, Dale? Oh, the helmet fell off.
Randy Woodward's helmet came off, so they have to send him off the field.
And keep in mind that Woodward was one of the leading tacklers 1 year ago. It'll be second down. We'll call it a long 10. Just shy of the 16-yard line. We know that the Mustangs don't want to throw the ball too much this game because they've got a first-year quarterback who's only a junior. There's the give along the right side. A big hole across the 15 to the 10. That's Kemble once again. Got to the 9. I don't know why they stopped the clock there momentarily before the tackle was made over there by Tristan Volk. A gain of 7. I think the officials, son, are having trouble with knowing it's the first game of the year as well. Third down and 3 for the B-Digger 9-yard line. Again, just a basic formation with the backs at an eye. Receiver split left and right. On third down, there's the give to Kemble off right tackle. He's got a first down as he squeezes his way to about the 6-yard line. He needed to get there, but I think he got just inside the 6. And it's first and goal. Let's see. They might even spot at the 5, but I think they'll give him the 6.
Morgan just continues to pick away at that off tackle over here on the right side. So they're tied in, and their tackle just double teamed down and blocked down on our defensive tackle and opened up a huge hole over there.
It's a gain of 4. It'll be first and goal from the 5. There's the give to Kemble, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage and taken down at the 5-yard line. Outstanding penetration there by Raymond Miller, a senior. And for the second time in this drive, the B-Diggers have held a Mustang running back to nothing, but they've got to do it on consecutive plays, Dave, to keep him out of the end zone, or maybe as many as 3 plays or 4.
Right. You know, another thing is they got to make tackles like what Miller did right there, down around the legs, not up there trying to wrap up on shoulder pads.
Rosales in the backfield. Second and goal from the 5. And there's the give on the counter, running right. Kemble's got a lane to the outside. Touchdown. Touchdown for Tate Kemble from 5 yards away. And the Mustangs lead the B-Diggers 6-0. There is a flag, though. There's a flag holding Fort Morgan. Nullify the touchdown. The touchdown is called back. Dave, a well-run play, but you got to do it legally.
That's right. Our linebacker that was out here on this side, Morgan kid just got, he engaged him. He was at his shoulder pads, but he got his arms up around the outside of his numbers, and that's where the hold came from. Had the kid not held him, I think B.J. Hirschfield might have had the tackle.
All right, so it amounts to a 7-yard penalty. It's at the 13, so you can give them there 3 yards. Second down and goal from the 13. 3 in the backfield. With pressure coming on the blitz, the handoff right side of McBride to the 10-yard line. Skips into a B-Digger and scores. Skipped in, skipped over, and he's in 13 yards away for Toby McBride. And the Mustangs lead 6-0.
Well, the Diggers hit him low. We had about 3 guys try to grab a hold of his legs, but he's just so strong, I'll tell you what, you can tell that kid's put some time into the weight room as he just jerked his legs away and kept running. It's like he was looking for Diggers to run over. It didn't look like he was trying to find any open field.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Franny Gonzalez. Off the hold of Knapp. Pressure coming, and it's going to be blocked. Boy, coming right through the line, untouched was Jaron Peterson. We've got 7:37 to go in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan 6, Brush nothing. A 1-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Franny Gonzalez to kick it off. A 6-play, 35-yard drive. Toby McBride scores from 13 yards away. The kick goes into the end zone. And the Bee Diggers will have it with a 6-0 lead after Peterson blocked Franny Gonzalez's extra point.
What a weapon Franny Gonzalez is. Great soccer player, but how good is it for him that, the coaches were able to work it out and he could play soccer and football.
1st and 10. The Bee Diggers have it at the 20. I don't know if you can play power football against Fort Morgan, but they got to do something to change things around.
Gonna have to run away from Trey McBride as well. He's controlling things over here on this right defensive end pretty well.
In motion to the left is Shaver. Maltos Garcia is going to hand it off right side to Williams. He bowls his way across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. He'll pick up 4. The tackle was made by none other than Toby McBride. It'll be 2nd down and 6 to go for Brush.
You know what? 4 yards in a cloud of dust like that, we take that all night long. If the Diggers can run that kind of power football and run that trap against them, so be it.
And the Bee Diggers want to shorten the game. They don't want a long game. That'll benefit the Mustangs. Again, Maltos Garcia under center, 2nd down and 4 at their own 24-yard line. Peterson in motion to the right. There's a blitz coming. Handoff Williams. Right side cannot break out of a tackle. And it was McBride again. He seems to be unblockable. It'll be a loss of about 1. 3rd down. Nope, they're going to get it back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6 at the 24-yard line. 6-0 Fort Morgan. 6:35 to go in the opening quarter. I'm John Beltran with Dave Uhrig from Legion Field. When you're shopping for new appliances, shop the best appliance store in Fort Morgan with a full and complete line of Whirlpool appliances. B&B Appliance. 2 receivers put left and right. Maltos Garcia in a shotgun from the 20. 3rd down and 6. 2-step drop. Takes off on the draw. Runs to his right. 1st down across the 30. And then he spins his way to about the 33-yard line. Knapp was able to make the tackle, but Maltos Garcia read that beautifully and was able to pick up 8 yards and a Bee Digger 1st down.
Just a real quick hitter there. Maltos drops back. He looks this direction for one of those slant patterns and then takes off running to the right after McBride got too far upfield with his sack attempt.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 32-yard line midway through the opening quarter. Down by half a dozen. Maltos Garcia again is in a shotgun. Awaiting the snap and motion to the left is Williams. 2-step drop, looking, heaving it up the right side, and that's way incomplete. Clay Shaver was well defended at around the Mustang 40-yard line. No shot. And it's better to throw an incomplete pass on that one, considering there was, no shot with Kyle Daniels right there.
Yeah, double coverage, actually. But, that's good. They stretch this defense out and make the Mustangs start thinking less about blitzing and thinking more about maybe being a little bit worried about that pass.
2nd down and 10 at the 32-yard line. This time, Maltos Garcia is under center. Williams is the lone setback. Shaver in motion. The pitch left to Shaver looking for a block, and he's not going to get around the Mustang defenders. And the play was made over there. I believe that was Trey McBride getting in there, throwing in for a loss of about 5 yards back to the 27. And Dave, if you don't block him, obviously you can't gain yardage, but it's not easy to block either McBride.
Right. Trey McBride over here on this right side is just having his way and just so strong. Both of the McBride boys are so strong. They grab a hold of our blockers, and then they don't have much trouble throwing them down on the ground and shedding the block and making the tackle.
It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it 15 to go for the 27. The mark to make is the 42. Trips to the right. Maltos Garcia once again is in a shotgun with 1 receiver out to the left. Awaits the snap. Blitz is coming. Rolls to his right. Still rolling. Wants to throw. Does on the run. Pass is complete. Underneath, short of a 1st down to Clay Shaver at about the 39. Very good play there, Dave. A gain of 12, but the Bee Diggers more than likely will have to punt at a 4th down and 3.
Yeah, but you know what? They're finding out that waggle pass is something that's going to work, and Maltos showed how he can roll out over there and make a real accurate throw on the run, and he's got some reliable receivers out there. I'm sure that's going to give Coach Call some confidence in the passing game.
Kemble and Daniels back deep to receive at their own 30. Aaron Williams to punt, standing at the 24-yard line. Williams gets it off high and towards the sideline. No, actually towards the middle. It's caught by Daniels. He's going to be taken down right there at the 36-yard line. And that's an outstanding open field tackle by B.J. Hirschfeld. Yeah, I thought that ball was fluttering away, but it was right down the middle of the field. And Fort Morgan has it at the 35 to begin their second possession, leading Brush 6-0.
Yeah, good job for Hirschfeld going down there and closing the gap and grabbing hold of him. He kind of tackled him up around the shoulder pads, but nonetheless, he was able to hold on and sort of bulldog him down to the ground.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Dalen Knapp is going to hand it off to McBride. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage trying to carry defenders, but he's going to be taken down, and Hirschfeld was in on the play along with Shaver. And another B-digger. I think that was Raymond Miller getting up off the bottom of the pile. Holds him to a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. That's gang tackling at its best, Dave.
Absolutely. As we were watching our defense that time, the point of attack was on the left side of our defense, and our defensive tackle was on a slant down field, and our linebackers did a good job of filling the gap out here in that C-gap territory.
3 in the backfield, 2nd and 9 for the 36. And there's the give to McBride, running wide to the left, breaks out of a tackle along the 40-yard line, jumps over a beat digger along the sideline inside the 50. That's a 1st down to about the 45-yard line before he's taken down. But again, a nice run there for Toby McBride. The official spot is the 46, and it's a gain of 18 yards for the senior.
So 31 yards on 3 carries. Again, he jumps over a guy, but he's just got that strength that our diggers are having a hard time matching right now.
1st and 10 at the B-digger 46. Fort Morgan leads 6-0. 3:37 to go in the opening quarter from Fort Morgan. Knapp this time is going to hand it off on the right side to Kemble. Doesn't have much room, but he gets a couple of blocks, then swings it back to the outside, and he's going to be dragged down from behind by Matos Garcia and then cleaned up by a couple of other beat diggers along the right sideline in front of Fort Morgan's bench. Actually a decent gain of 4. 2nd down and 6 to go for Fort Morgan.
Guess who's leading the block in there? Toby McBride.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow, he pushed our guy over on his back and made everybody else have to run around him.
Hunter Bostrom was one of the beat diggers who assisted on that tackle. 2nd down and 6 to go from the beat digger 42-yard line. Fort Morgan scored on a 13-yard run by Toby McBride. Knapp on 2nd down will turn, hand it off on the right side, and that is Kimball, but this time he's got a yard, and that's it. To the 41-yard line, and the beat diggers were there to stack him up. And Clay Shaver got really low, Dave, along with Randy Woodward.
Yep, good job of tackling down there, and then for the other diggers to come in and shove him backward, that's good. You know, those guys starting to wrap up around the legs and then wait for the other support to show up to help finish the tackle.
3rd down and 5 from the beat digger 41. I would think this is 4-down territory. Rosales now in that backfield for Fort Morgan. On 3rd and 5, just inside the beat digger 41. Handoff to Kimball, running wide to the left, cuts it back to the inside, 1st down, inside the 35 to the 31. And it's a gain of 10 for the junior Tate Campbell. Had a great sophomore season. Over 1,000 yards as the Mustangs qualify for the playoffs.
He's got 47 yards now on 9 carries. 5-yard average. That's not too shabby.
No. 1st and 10 for the Mustangs at the beat digger 31-yard line. Inside of 2.5 to go in the opening quarter. This is their 2nd possession of the game. The beat diggers have 1 first down so far. Dalen Knapp will hand it off on that quick hitter to McBride, and he bowls his way inside the 30 to the 26. Matos Garcia was in on that hit. 2nd down, and we will call it about 6 to go from the 27. So it's a gain of 4 there for McBride. Check that. Beat diggers trying to hold their own against a very physical offense. Just inside the 27. There's the give on the counter to Kemble. Swings it to the outside, cuts it back to the 25, and then he continues to drive his way. Let me tell you, Dave, he's not a big kid, but he's a strong one. To about the 23, will give him 4 yards. That'll set up a third down at about 2.
Well, I'm sure Kimball's done his share of hard work out there on the farm, and I guarantee you he's a strong kid just for that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Third down, and let's see, we got an issue there with Toby McBride. He'll have to be taken out of the game. Some jersey issue, apparently. Bank of Colorado proudly supports local high school sports and academics, the family-friendly bank that believes in community first and providing customers with the best tools and service you desire. Visit bankofcolorado.com. It'll be third down and 2 for the 23. With trips in the backfield, everybody bunched in tight. Who's Knapp going to hand it off to? It'll be the deep back and hit at the line of scrimmage and then trying to break out of a tackle and not doing so. Back at the 23-yard line for Fort Morgan. Looked like, was that Bocanegura? Or check that. No, that was McBride, wasn't it? Let's see who got that. Okay, Anthony Arroyo. All right. Slightly dyslexic with the numbers there. Fourth down and 2. They're going to go for it at the 23. Rosales now in there. From the 23, and it looked like a blitz was coming. Hand off to McBride, and he breaks it of a tackle inside the 15. A stiff arm to the 10. A first and goal at about the 9 for Trey McBride. The Bee-Diggers had some penetration, but he found the hole along the left side. And Toby McBride, with a gain of 14 and a first and goal at the 9 for the senior Toby McBride.
No, just it. We didn't have a defensive end over there, as our linebackers were on their heels a little bit and kind of getting shoved backward. We're gonna have to. The Diggers are gonna have to. If they're gonna stop him, they're gonna have to start trying to make some contact in the backfield before he gets his head of steam up.
That's the opening quarter with the score. Fort Morgan 6, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran with Dave Uhrig back at Legion Field. It'll be first and goal just inside the 9 for Fort Morgan. They lead Brush 6-0. Only their second possession. Dalen Knapp, the quarterback. Turns, hands it off to Toby McBride, running around wide to the left, inside the 10 to the 5. And let's see, did he get in? I believe he's not in. We're blocked off a little bit along this near sideline. In fact, he did not get towards the goal line. I think he got to about the 2 or 3. At the 3, we'll give him 6 yards. Second and goal for the Mustangs.
55 yards now. The Diggers had him in the backfield. Aaron Williams ran up to make the tackle, but he was too high trying to tackle him at the shoulder pads, and McBride just stiff-armed him to the ground.
Second and goal from the 3. Knapp hands it off to Tate Kemble, breaks out of a tackle, and then lunges, and then he fumbled the ball maybe, I think, at the goal line. Looked like he fumbled the ball at the goal line. The Bee-Diggers say they have it. Now a flag goes up after the play. I think Brush recovered the ball. A Bee-Diggers holding the ball up high. And we have an injury, too. Matos Garcia's limping off the field. That's not good. Now let's see what the call is. The ball clearly popped out at the goal line. Are they going to say touchdown? That was Kemble, I believe, who was the ball carrier.
We're still talking about it. I haven't seen an official signal or anything yet.
The board still says 6-0. Well, no touchdown signal. Bee-Diggers don't have the ball yet. Well, now they call it a touchdown for Kemble. 3 yards away.
And then a dead ball, personal foul against Morgan.
That's the result of that one there. That was a 10-play drive. And now the extra point to be attempted by Franny Gonzalez. Off the hold of Knapp. Waiting the snap. The kick is up. And that kick is good. 11:25 to go, second quarter. It's Fort Morgan 13, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Very impressive drive for the Mustangs. 10 plays, 65 yards, and 4 minutes and 58 seconds. Tate Campbell scores from 3 yards out. Franny Gonzalez to kick it off. A line drive. This will be fielded by Matos Garcia at the 17, straight ahead to the 30-yard line. Finds the seam to the 35. Breaks out of it, still on his feet across the 40 to about the 42. Matos Garcia went limping off earlier, but toughed it up as Nate Gertner made the tackle. About a 25-yard return. B-Diggers have good field position.
Yeah, good for him. He had to break a tackle or two there, but he found a seam right up the middle of the field and got a couple of good blocks out there as well.
First and 10 for the B-Diggers at their own 42-yard line. Matos Garcia in a shotgun. In motion to the left is Shaver. Matos Garcia drops the ball and then he dove on it. Back at the 37. Looked like the snap was a tad low, but it also looked like he wanted to take off with the ball and make a decision quick. It'll be second down and 15.
So he's at negative 8 yards now on 4 carries because you got to count those sacks. But it was still, even with that fumble, he almost didn't have a chance to get on it because there was 3 Mustangs in the backfield right with him, and our offensive linemen were kind of standing by themselves over there because it seemed like they were all pulling to the left.
Second down and 15 from the 37-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right. Williams is now in motion to the left. Matos Garcia back to throw, looking to set up a screen. Does to Shaver, and he dropped the ball at the 38-yard line. There was a defender there. He might have had some brief daylight. It'll be third down and 15 to go for Brush.
Yeah, he definitely had some daylight. And I think if he catches that thing and he's able to get turned up the sideline and head over towards the Brush sideline, he might have been able to pick up quite a few yards. I thought that was a great play call in that situation.
Third down and 15 to go for the 37. The B-Diggers are on their own side of the field. Matos Garcia rolling to his left, pressure coming, and he throws it incomplete. Did Shaver actually catch that off his shoe tops along the sideline to the 50? There's a flag down. This is coming back. He gets to about the 42. Looks like it'll be coming back. The gain would be 21 yards. But now let's see what it's going to be against Fort Morgan, apparently. Matos Garcia says it's against the Mustangs. Yep. Oh,
Nope.
Hold against, I guess Matos Garcia misread that. Block in the back against Brush.
Yep. So it's still third down, though. We still have life. Heads up play there by Shaver to be able to, that's pretty athletic to catch it off his shoelace after the ball bounces off his foot.
10-yard penalty yards. Back to the 27-yard line.
But Morgan, again, their defense just bringing so much pressure. Maltos couldn't even throw a spiral on that screen pass. It was almost a shot put he had to throw right over the middle.
Third down and 25 from the 27. From the 27-yard line. Matos Garcia with Williams in motion to the right. 2-step drop. Throws to his right. Caught by Williams at the 25 to the 30. Along the sideline at the 39. Then he fumbles the ball. And it's recovered by the Mustangs right at the 39. Unless they say he was down. I think they said he was down. It was recovered over there by Jacob Fritzler. And Williams is getting up slowly. Dave, it'll be a gain of 11. Fourth down for the Bee Diggers. They've got 14 yards to go, and they will punt with 9.5 to go in the opening half. And Fort Morgan holds a 13-0 lead on a 13-yard run by Toby McBride and a 3-yarder by Tate Kemble. Perfect snap. Williams gets it up, and it's going to be caught by Daniels at the 38. Then Hirschfeld cannot take him down. He spins out of that one, but he's going to run right into Bee Diggers at the 39-yard line, maybe to the 40. Clay Shaver and 2 other Bee Diggers were there. So just a 2-yard return for Daniels. But Fort Morgan's got, again, good field position with 9:02 to go before the break.
Yeah, Hirschfeld had wrapped him up sort of around the waist, but he didn't really put a shoulder pad on him. He just kind of ran up there and kind of hugged him from behind and spun him around. And Daniel showed what kind of athleticism he had by keeping his balance and just keeping on running.
1st and 10. Now we got a flag down. And they picked up the flag. Stop, shop, and save at the Brush Grocery Cart at 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan at their own 40-yard line. And they have not had to punt so far in the game. Baxton and I. Dalen Knapp will hand it off to Kemble, running right. Tries to spin out of a tackle, and he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Aaron Williams had the penetration. Clay Shaver cleaned it up over there, along with Tristan Volk. 2nd down and 10 to go for the Mustangs.
Again, Diggers just having a hard time using their shoulder pads to make those tackles as they kind of have those Mustangs running through some of those arm tackle efforts.
2nd down and 10 at the 40. Be nice for the Bee Diggers to get a stop. Still a competitive game right now, but you want to keep it at 13-0. Again, the Baxton and I. Knapp is back to throw. Looking. Pressure coming. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Trey McBride at the 46-yard line. Defended by Maltos Garcia. We know the Bee Diggers do have a pretty decent secondary. I mean, they did graduate, obviously, some key players everywhere, but Maltos Garcia knows how to defend that.
You bet. And Peterson, he's an excellent open field tackler out there as well.
It'll be 3rd down and 10 to go for the 40. Rosales in the backfield. There's the give to Kemble on the reverse across the 40 to the 45, and he's not going to get the first down as he's taken down at about the 48-yard line. A gain of around 8. What I don't understand, was there an injury or something? Oh, there's a flag down. Illegal motion. I never saw that flag. Against Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs are going to go 5 yards backwards because it would be 4th and 2. They would probably go for it. But instead, it's going to be 3rd and 15. I think this is probably the right decision by Coach Call, because if they're going to go for it, picking up 2 yards is not that difficult the way Fort Morgan's run the ball.
Yeah, we haven't been able to stop them, that's for sure. I was just getting ready to make a comment about how, first game of the season, how clean it's been and not very many penalties, but the flag's starting to fly now. Toby McBride just ran back in the game.
8:05 to go, 2nd quarter. Fort Morgan 13, Brush nothing. On 3rd down and 15 to go from the 35. No receivers in on this play. Knapp is going to hand it off on the left side to Kemble, and he's going to be taken down at about the line of scrimmage from behind. All types of penetration. I think Raymond Miller was around there, and so was Hunter Bostrom.
Yeah, Hunter Bostrom flew up there, and he took on that block as the running back, and McBride was actually a lead blocker, and Hunter took that on, and as soon as Kimball made his move, then Bostrom shed that block and made a great tackle there to save the first down.
4th down and 15. Tate Kemble will punt. Shaver and Maltos Garcia back to receive, standing at their own 30. Perfect snap. Left-footed kicker. high end over end kick. Matos Garcia's got to go back, goes over his head, fields it on a hop at the 12-yard line, spins out of a tackle to 15, along the sideline to the 20, back to the middle of the 25, runs into a teammate, and is down at the 27. Well, he made a lot out of what could have been a tough one because that punt went for 53 yards.
Yeah, it was a beautiful punt, too. Spiral, left-footed kicker. It's just nice, and he reached up his right hand as he was running backwards to try to pull it down, but the ball just kept sailing.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Well, the stands are packed over there on the Brush side. There's hardly any room to sit. The Morgan side here is about the same, and a lot of people standing around the fence on the north side, on the north end zone.
Let's see what the B-Diggers can do on offense. Out of a shotgun is Baby. First and 10 from the 27. Shavers in motion to the left. Awaits a snap. Low snap, flag, and Dave, you're right. Now the flags have been starting to fly. Oh, no, timeout. Well, I think there would have been a flag the way that was developing.
Yep. Low snap on top of it. It was going to be a mess. Tell you what, between Alec Mai there in the middle and the McBride on the corners, the Diggers just having a hard time controlling that line of scrimmage.
B-Digger timeout brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Home, auto, life, and health. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. It's Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. B-Diggers have it first and 10 at their own 27-yard line. 6:49 to go second quarter. Fort Morgan has a 13-yard touchdown run from Toby McBride, a 3-yarder from Tate Kimball, and they lead the game 13-0. B-Diggers can turn this thing around if they just get into Fort Morgan territory and happen to score.
Yeah, we just need to put a couple of first downs together. These Diggers got to get some confidence going with their offense. It's going to start with just getting that first down. You know, we had that good run with Williams at one point earlier in the game for 4 yards on first down, and outside of that, we just haven't had a good luck on the first one.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line. Again, Baby in a shotgun. Has the football, rolls to his right, throws underneath, passes caught off the deflection at the 25-yard line. It's going to be a loss. Shaver caught it off the deflection. Toby McBride got his hand on the ball. It would have been better off had the B-Diggers had an incomplete pass. It'll be a second down and 12, and McBride, Dave, the kid seems to be unblockable.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, he's a great athlete, and you know when those guys come around, they can dominate a game. And you know, we've been up against our share of them, but we've also had our share of them in Brush. And right now, you know, this is Toby McBride's game at this point.
Second down and 12 to go at the 25. The B-Diggers have not been in Fort Morgan territory yet. Williams in motion to the left. There's a draw, and Matos Garcia is going nowhere. Right back to about the line of scrimmage. Trey McBride right there, along with, I believe, Nate Cage. Third down and 12.
That's just tough, boy. That defensive line of Fort Morgan is just having their way with their offensive line. And
well,
just not maintaining blocks.
I talked to a couple of people who were at Fort Morgan scrimmage, and they said that out of 20 plays, there was one where the opposing team got decent yardage. Everything was line of scrimmage or behind. That's how good Fort Morgan's defense is. Third down and 12 to go from their own 25. 13-0 Mustangs. 5:15 to go, and now do we call a timeout or a delay of game prior to attempting to call a timeout? It will be a delay of game against the B-Diggers. Now it's 3rd and 17. But I tell you what, Dave, I think when you look at the B-Diggers tonight so far, we might be seeing the best opponent they play all season.
Could be, and I guarantee this team's another contender for that state title again this year, just like they were last year. And most of these guys had a lot of playing time there. They definitely got the horses up there on the line. That Alec Mai's tearing it up in the middle of the field.
Yeah, Alex Mai is tremendous. Third down, Matos Garcia out to his left, caught by Shaver, tries to slip out of a tackle, but Trey McBride is there. He's going to throw him down maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Wow. Let's see if he got back to the 22. Yeah, line of scrimmage. Dave, even on passes, they can't really pick up yardage.
Well, we're 3 for 6, 4 for 6, but for 20 yards.
Yeah, there was a one play to Shaver earlier in the game. Williams to punt, standing at his own 6. Heavy rush. He gets it off. That's a Kyle Daniels will call for the fair catch and a fairly short punt at the 39-yard line. The punt only went for 17 yards.
It's got that backward spin on it. I think we're glad Daniels caught that thing. If it would have hit the ground, I think it would have bounced back towards the Diggers and might have been in negative territory with it.
Football will be at the 39 with 4:06 to go before the break. Keep in mind the Bee Diggers have won the last 5 meetings, but the last time Fort Morgan won was 6 years ago today. September 4, 2009, 42-22, opening game of the season when Fort Morgan was ranked number 1. 1st and 10 at the Bee Digger 39-yard line. Under center, handoff, McBride running right to the 35, spins out of a tackle to the 30, and he's got a first down. McBride inside the 30 to about the 29. It's a gain of about 10 for Toby McBride. Let's see, will they give him the 28? Where are they placing that football? Yeah, it's a gain of 11.
Luckily, McBride's back off the field right now.
From the 28, just power football. Only one pass has been attempted by Fort Morgan. Handoff left side. Tate Kemble swings it to the 25. Back to the middle to the 15. To his left to the 10-5. He's gone. Touchdown for Tate Kemble. And there is a flag down. It's nullified again. It's a hold against Fort Morgan. That's 2 touchdowns that have been nullified. But the last time they had a touchdown nullified, they scored a couple of plays later. So it's coming back.
Yeah, luckily for us, it's coming back. You know, Tate Kimball's just showing a lot of speed. And I'll tell you what, he's making it look easy, but they've got they just have some really good downfield blocking. Their line's pretty athletic. They're getting out here on this side. It was a sweep, power sweep over here to the left, and you know, he had 3 blockers over here that were all pushing their guys a certain direction. He was doing a pretty good job of setting those blocks up for himself as well.
Football at the 36-yard line. So we're looking at about a second down, or first down, check that, and 18 to go. And there's the give to Kimball. Tries to slip out of a tackle. Back to the 30. He's at the 20. He's in the open field at the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Kimball with 3 moves. Went all the way. 36 yards for Tate Kimball. And the Mustangs now lead the Bee Diggers 19-0.
99 yards now for Kimball. He left about 4 Diggers sitting down. The last one that he juked, you know, our guy just basically had a squat on the ground and put a hand down just to keep his balance.
Well, that drive only took 33 seconds. And Franny Gonzalez to attempt the extra point. Awaiting the snap, pressure coming. Kick is up and it's good. 3:33 to go. Second quarter, Fort Morgan 20, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Tate Kimball scores from 36 yards out, 2 plays, 39 yards in 33 seconds. 20-0 in favor of the Mustangs, and they do receive the second half kickoff. Gonzalez boots it high and deep. Fielded at the 1 by Matos Garcia, running to his right to the 15, to the middle to the 20, and then he's down at the 25. Tackled over there by George Perea Jr. Return of 24. That's where the Bee Diggers will have it, trailing by 20.
Maltos had a tiptoe just to keep his feet from going into the or going over the goal line down there. He had to actually turn his back on the Mustangs and look at his toes to make sure he wasn't going to step over the line. And then for him to come out and make that big return, that's awesome.
Yeah, did a nice job there. 1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at their own 25-yard line with 3:28 to go before the break. Under center. And there's the handoff up the left side. A big hole for Shaver across the 35 to the 40. Shaver along the sideline to the 50. Down to the 40. Shaver to the 20. A man behind him. 10-5. Touchdown! Clay Shaver. 75 yards. And the Beat Diggers are on the board. It's Fort Morgan 20, Brush 6.
Diggers did a great job with the misdirection there, and frankly, the Mustangs didn't know who had the ball. They were all going after Maltos. They thought Maltos was keeping it on a bootleg to the right side, and by the time the Mustangs realized where the ball was, Shaver was already 7 yards past the line of scrimmage and turned on the afterburners. Nobody could catch him.
Now the extra point to be attempted by Jaron Peterson. Wow, that just stunned the Fort Morgan crowd a bit. And Mustangs were off sides.
See if Coach Call decides to go for 2 here or if he's still going to kick it. Yeah, he's going to keep kicking it.
Clay Shaver with that 75-yarder. Well, I didn't think there was any way that the Beat Diggers have a runner over 100 yards, but
they're going to get it.
When you get Shaver with 75 on one play.
I like the fact Coach Call's kicking it here. Just with the fact that they've had some organizational problems on offense so far. Been too hard to get that offense called and on the field.
High snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We have 3:14 to go, second quarter. It's Fort Morgan 20, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Jaron Peterson to kick it off. Low line drive headed towards the end zone, but it's fielded at the 5 by Tate Kimball. Running to his right to the 10, looking for a seam at the 20. Got the sideline to the 30, slips out of a tackle at the 35. He's got 2 to beat along the sideline at the 40. Back to the inside at the 20. To the 10, the 5, he's gone. 95 yards on the kickoff return for Tate Kimball. Touchdown, Fort Morgan. And the Mustangs lead 26-7.
We have a flag down over here on the near sideline.
That's got to be after the play, I would think.
Boy, that's tough. I wish we could just have half the missed tackles back that we've had tonight in this first half.
Yep, because
the score wouldn't be what it was.
Yep.
A lot of guys running right past them, not breaking down.
It is Kimball's third touchdown of the night. We've had a lot of points scored in the last minute here. Now the extra point to be attempted by Franny Gonzalez. Off the hold of Knapp. High snap. Gonzalez is going to have to fall on it, and does. 2:58 to go, second quarter. It is Fort Morgan 26, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Maltos Garcia with a 32-yard return. Looks like, that's the kicking tee that is down after the 95-yard kickoff return by Tate Kimball. 26-7. The point after did fail. Now the Beat Diggers have the ball back. We've had an explosion of points. Here in the last 2 minutes. 1st and 10 for Brush at their own 35-yard line. And now, what do we have? A timeout by Fort Morgan. Well, we'll keep it right here.
Brush came out and they're double tight like they did last time when Shaver scored. You wonder if Coach Call is just thinking, we got to establish something. We got to establish that running game. When they scored that long touchdown, that was out of that T formation. just power offense.
Well, David, remember all the special teams issues the Bee Diggers have had over the years. A ton of spin. Now, last year wasn't the year they had those, but we've seen it before. Remember that Fort Morgan a few years ago in Brush began the game with a kickoff return for a score from Nate Alexander.
Right. Yeah, we've had our share of troubles there. Now, the biggest game I remember in history where we just got thumped because the special teams was at Platte Valley. Remember that? We were down 3 touchdowns before we knew what happened.
And Platte Valley won the state title that year, and the Bee Diggers outgained them by like 200 yards.
Right.
That Brush lost that game 26-23.
We had to come back.
Yep. 1st and 10 for the 35-yard line. Maltos Garcia will hand it off right up the middle there across the 40 to the 41. That is B.J. Hirschfeld. It's a gain of about 6. 2nd down and 4 to go for the Bee Diggers.
Yeah, just run that power and that misdirection's giving Fort Morgan some fits.
From the 41 now, a flag is down.
It's going to be an illegal procedure against Brush. Just a lot of confusion up there on that offensive line.
Yep, that's going to go offsides against Fort Morgan.
We'll take it.
No, I didn't see that either.
But, they're teeing off on us. If the Diggers are able to start going on 2, that's definitely going to help them. And I'm not sure if that was a long count or not, or if the Mustangs were just teeing off.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Bee Diggers. 2:17 to go, 2nd quarter. That first Bee Diggers score of the game brought to you by MMI International, 842-5161. They outperform their competitors hands down. MMI International. Matos Garcia hands it off to Shaver, running left, and tries to break out of a tackle and cannot. There was a Mustang who held on to him at the 46-yard line. If he was able to get by Nate Gertner, he might have been able to pick up more. A gain of 1 to the 47, 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, he wasn't able to break that tackle. Gertner had a hold of his right ankle, and he wasn't going to let go. He tackled him down, or held on down low until he was able to trip Shaver up.
2nd down and 9 for the 47. Trips to the left. 2 receivers out to the right. Matos Garcia looking over towards the bench. Has the football. 2-step drop. Looking. Pressure coming. Tries to run out of it. And he's going to run out of it to about the 50-yard line. I don't know how he got out of that. Toby McBride was right there as he was taken out of bounds. It's a gain of about 3 yards, but it should have been a loss of about 3 or 4.
Oh, for sure. McBride from his left defensive end just ran right past our right tackle and basically just put his hands on him and threw him off to the side. And, our blocking there didn't even slow McBride down.
3rd down and 6 at midfield. And the clock did stop. 1:11 to go, 2nd quarter. Fort Morgan 26, Brush 7. Again in a shotgun is Matos Garcia. On 3rd down. Rolling to his right is Matos Garcia, still rolling, throwing, and the pass is caught by Williams, and then he is tattooed, and that's going to be a flagrant hit. It's a 1st down at the 42. He went headhunting there. It's a gain of 8. They needed less than that. That was a huge hit put on by Angelo Rivera, but that's anything but a form tackle, Dave.
Nah, he definitely attacked his shoulder pads and higher. You got to love that kind of hitting, but it's just not legal this day and age.
That's going to be a 15-yarder. Nice catch by Williams and an excellent throw by Baby. 1st down and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 27 of Fort Morgan. 1:04 to go. They still have a shot to score right before halftime. Clay Shaver's got a 75-yard touchdown run. The clock does restart. Under centers, Matos Garcia. Oh, and a Bee Digger moved along the right side. 55.7 seconds to go. It'll be 1st and 15 after the illegal procedure from the Fort Morgan 32.
That's going to happen when your offensive line's a little jittery from getting pushed back and pushed around. Offensive lineman's just trying to gain an advantage. They're supposed to have an advantage because they know the snap count. But Morgan's just coming so hard, man. They're getting off the ball quick.
Bee Diggers racing up to the line of scrimmage because the clock is rolling once again. 1st and 15 for the 32. Altos Garcia looks behind him. Quick drop. Throws it up the left side. That pass is going to be incomplete. That was a fade to about the 11. And Reed Hall was the intended receiver there, Dave.
It was the right pass. Maltos threw it over his outside shoulder and towards the sideline. It was perfect, but I'm not sure. I think Reed Hall got himself twisted around, and he wasn't able to make the play because he was looking back the wrong way, and it didn't look like he got a real good start off the line of scrimmage either.
We'll call the line of scrimmage the 33. 32.3 seconds to go. 2nd down and 15 in Fort Morgan territory. Matos Garcia under center. He's going to roll to his left, wants to throw, and the pass going to be intercepted or dropped. It is tipped up and dropped. Williams was the intended receiver, but Matos Garcia had to get rid of it, and it was nearly picked off over there. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, he just had to dump it. It was like one of our old 81 dumps where we faked that play action, and everybody might have even been thinking that Maltos was going to bootleg out to the left side, but he pulled that ball out and tried to throw that dump pass, but just had to get rid of it so fast because of all that pressure.
25.3 seconds to go. 26-7 Fort Morgan second quarter. 3rd and 15, and now Fort Morgan has called another timeout.
That's good for the Diggers. We'll take that timeout as well and have a chance to go back there and regroup our offense and figure out what we're going to do at 3rd and 15.
Well, I wonder if they go out of a shotgun here, Dave, because it's tough to go back to throw here and set up things.
The thing is Mai's just tearing us up. Alec Mai there in the middle. He's just like the McBrides. He's another one of their state finalist wrestlers. A big kid, 200 pounds plus, and he's just doing the job there in the middle. And I think it's causing us some trouble with our snaps because we really haven't had that, a lot of good shotgun snaps tonight.
3rd down and 15 for the 33-yard line. With the Bee Diggers trailing 26-7. They're in Fort Morgan territory for the first time in the game because the touchdown was from 75 yards away. Home of the $8.95 dinner menu during the week and the best prime rib and other great specials on Friday and Saturdays at Wood Steakhouse. Up to the line of scrimmage. Maltos Garcia. On 3rd and 5, pressure coming. Heaves it up the left side towards the end zone, and it's incomplete. Intended over there for Shaver at the 5, but Daniels knocked it down. 4th down, the Bee Diggers should go for it here with 19.6 seconds to go. And they're waiting for that. Daniels was playing center field.
Right, and then the ball was thrown to the inside, and that was another one that we needed over the outside shoulder of the receiver.
4th down and 15 from the 33. Matos Garcia in a shotgun. They're coming on a blitz, and they cross the line of scrimmage. Rosales crossed it. Now let's put it at the 28. Dave, I'm surprised with the defense that's that good, that they're blitzing quite a bit. They blitz quite a bit. Yeah,
they're coming like crazy. But look at the results they're getting. They have us on our heels on offense, and our offensive line's having a hard time even reading who they need to block because they're sending so many guys from different directions. And that's the same kind of thing we're trying to do on defense.
Football now at the 28. Now it'll be 4th and about 10. Again, Matos Garcia in a shotgun. 2 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left in the waning seconds of the second quarter. Back to throw, pressure coming. He gets out of it, rolls to his left, and still rolling along the sideline to the 25 to the 20. And he dives. I think he's got a first down along the sideline for Baby to about the 17, maybe the 16-yard line. Excellent run by Matos Garcia. 10.5 seconds to go. And the gain is about 12 yards, and the Bee Diggers have a shot here before the break. But now they got 2 plays, basically, Dave, and they got to put it into the end zone.
Yeah. Baby did a good job that time. You see him bring the ball up and pump fake, and that kind of froze the Morgan defenders and stop. He was able to take off running with the ball.
1st and 10 for the Fort Morgan 16. 2 plays to get a touchdown, essentially. I don't think you can run more than 2. Out of a shotgun, trips to the right. Baby rolls that way, throws to his right, incomplete, well over Shaver's head at the 10. 6.4 seconds to go on the play. Baby, by the way, picked up 12 on that last play. And coming up is the 8th play of the drive for the Bee Diggers. Yeah, you just throw it into the end zone, but now Rush going to use their final timeout. Brought to you by Greg Mona at State Farm Insurance. 842-4555, Home Auto Life and Health. He will work with you to best fit your needs. Greg Mona at State Farm Insurance. It's just those big plays, Dave. The big run by Kimball. One on the kickoff return, the other on a 36-yarder. You mentioned the missed tackles. And you know that a Reed Call coach team will have fewer and fewer missed tackles as the season goes along.
Right. The guys are just going to have to get more solid and being willing to be real physical. We're seeing the result of what physical football is the Mustangs are kind of grabbing us and throwing us around and knocking us backwards and getting us on our heels. And that's something that, we've got to do a better job of. We see them, they're grabbing our feet and our guys fall down. We're tackling them upstairs and their guys don't fall down. So, there's a lot of those little things that they're going to have to iron out here before the regular season gets started.
How long is this first half gone? Like forever?
It seems like forever.
Wow. This is a long first half to open up the 2015 season. First quarter went by quickly, but after that it was 6-0. But all of a sudden we have had 27 points scored in the second quarter, 20 by Fort Morgan, 7 by Brush. 6.4 seconds to go before the break. 2nd down and 10 for the 16. Bee Diggers have got to go end zone here. Trent Mount is under center. Matos Garcia in motion to the right. Mount rolls that way, throws to Matos Garcia. Looks like he wants to make a double pass, but he can't do it. And then he's going to be down at the 19-yard line. He would have had to have thrown it behind the line of scrimmage, and that is the end of the opening half. With the score, Fort Morgan 26, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 26-7, Fort Morgan leads Brush as we head to the third quarter. I'm John Beltran with Dave Uhrig in the season opener for both teams. Legion Field, the Bee Diggers ranked number 1 in 2A going into this season. Of course, let me tell you, there's a lot of teams that are rated higher than they should. And that's just not my opinion. I've talked to several people, and in that classification, at Valley, they're 5th, and they lost last week to Resurrection Christian. Strasburg is down a little bit. They're ranked 3rd. Even Kent Denver at number 2. They lost quite a bit from the team that Brush beat last year in the state championship. So we'll find out how the standings and the rankings, I should say, shift here over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, the Bee Diggers will drop if they lose this game, but it wouldn't be monumentally because they're losing to a number 2 team in 3A, a team that could very well make it to the state finals.
Absolutely, and when you think about the competition across the state, another team to add to that's probably Gunnison. What are they ranked, like 7th or something like that?
Right.
And they lost a lot last year. So
yeah, they made it all the way to the quarterfinals before Eaton knocked them off. Kick it off for the Bee Diggers to begin the second half. Should be Jaron Peterson. Yep, he's out there. Now, what do the Bee Diggers do here? Because you kicked it to Kemble last time, Dave. You know what happened there.
Yeah, we're going to have to try to aim this kick a little bit better, I'm afraid.
We're set up here at the very top, and there's a lot of traffic coming through here. At least the weather is it's nice. It's cooling off a little bit windy. The only sweat I got is in my ears, I think, or in the headset.
Well, it's windy enough they're going to have to hold the ball on the tee, it looks like.
Yeah, the wind is picking up big time. A delay here to begin the second half. As Peterson will kick it off for Brush, trailing by 19. As we go to the third, it'll be like a squib kick. It'll be fielded at the 20-yard line by one of the up men, running around the right side and breaking out of a tackle across the 35, and then held up at about the 37-yard line for Fort Morgan. That was Anthony Arroyo. So it'll be at the 37, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs, leading by 19. And Tate Kemble's not going to be in on this play. Well, that probably means that McBride will get the ball, Dave. Not a tough offense to figure out, because they have been effective. 1st and 10. Hand off to the deep man, McBride, to the 40, to the 45, along the right side. Back to the middle, carrying defenders inside the 50 to about the 48. And that's a gain of 15 and a Fort Morgan first down.
That takes him to 77 yards on 9 carries. And again, he just ran right behind his right tackle. Had a nice hold there. He wasn't touched till he got about 8 yards down the field. But when the Diggers started trying to make the tackle, he just started carrying him down the field.
1st and 10 at the 48. Dalen Knapp, the quarterback, will hand it off to McBride, running wide to the left, across the 45, a stiff arm there. He's inside the 30, and he drags into a defender, and he's still going. Matos Garcia tried to bring him down with a stiff arm, took him out of bounds, all the way to the 15. A gain of 33 for McBride.
So that puts him over the top, 110 yards. But again, showing a lot of speed there as he made that sweep to the left side. Morgan having a lot of luck running out of that power I behind double tight.
1st and 10 at the Beat Digger 15. Knapp hands it off to McBride, off right tackle, runs into a defender, and then tries to break out of tackles, and he's got some positive yardage down to about the 10. 2nd down and 5 at the 10.
115 yards now. And, you know, that's what happens. A big guy like that that's a bruiser, pretty soon he starts getting hard to tackle. And then when the hole closes up like it did right there, he still gets 5 yards.
Yeah. 2nd down and 5 to go from the 10-yard line. Fort Morgan has already scored 4 touchdowns in the game, 3 on offense, 1 on special teams. Will it go to Tate Kemble? And it will, running wide to the left to the 5-yard line. He's got a seam. That's a touchdown for Tate Kemble. His 4th touchdown in the game, and the Mustangs lead 32-7.
They just made it look easy again. Just some really good block, and that time his big block came from number 31, Frank Rosales, and he was out there just making the block on our corner. And we didn't have any linebackers out there to help have that force that we needed to get him out of bounds at least.
10-yard run for Kemble. Now the extra point to be attempted by Franny Gonzalez. Off the hold of Dalen Knapp. Awaiting the snap. And Peterson jumped over the entire line. He was offsides by a huge margin. He took a chance.
Yeah, Morgan decided to go on a long count that time and try to catch us.
Well, they got to work on their extra points, because Fort Morgan has missed 2 extra points. One was blocked, and the other was a high snap. So they haven't. Franny Gonzalez, a great kicker, but it's not been his fault. Now the PAT. Again, Napa waits a snap. There it is. Kick is up. That is good. 10:28 to go, third quarter. Fort Morgan 33, Rush 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Matos Garcia with a pretty good return as he grabs it at the 6 across the 25 to the 27, a return of 21 yards. Fort Morgan with a 33-7 lead. 4 plays, 63 yards in a minute 23. Tate Kemble scores from 10 yards out. And let me tell you, that Mustang running game is like a machine.
Sure is. They got that power and big power and speed. Then you follow that with the quickness and the stride of Kimball. It's tough to beat.
1st and 10 for the Beat Diggers at their own 27-yard line. Matos Garcia hands off to Shaver up the left side across the 30 to about the 32. Gain of 5, 2nd down and 5. Rosales grabbed him around the waist, and the wind is kicking up big time, as you can hear right through the microphone.
83 yards now for Shaver. Rush coming back out with that double tight and T formation and just decided to keep that clock rolling, I think.
Yeah, I think you're playing here to execute your offense, not to win the game at this point. 2nd down and 5 from the 32. And Rush called for illegal procedure as Fort Morgan was coming on a blitz, and they got jittery.
That happens when you're getting kind of pounded up there. You get defensive and get worried and you start getting jumpy.
It's back at the 27. Now it's 2nd down and 10. Three in the backfield for the Beat Diggers. In motion to the left is Shaver, and there is the give up the middle. That's maybe a yard, if even that. No, I think it's nothing. I didn't even see who got that ball. That was that quick of a hitter. Yeah, that went to Aaron Williams, and he's hit at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down. Lost about half a yard. 3rd and a long 10, just outside the 26-yard line. 8:49 to go in the 3rd, and the Mustangs lead the Beat Diggers 33-7. Matos Garcia is in a shotgun. He's got 3 backs next to him, 2 to his right, 1 to his left. Matos Garcia on the pitch right. B.J. Hirschfeld's going to be hit in the backfield. He's going to lose some yardage. Man, look at that penetration. That penetration by Jacob Fritzler and Frank Rosales was way too much. Anthony Arroyo also there, throwing him down at around the 23, a loss of 3. It'll be 4th down and about 14 to go.
So Hirschfeld 3 yards on 2 carries. But again, Fritzler just tore us up that time. He blitzed from his middle linebacker position between the guard and center over here on our right offensive side. He just kept following the play down there and was able to tackle our guy from behind.
Aaron Williams to punt. Daniels and Kimball back to receive. High snap. He gets it off. A beautiful spiraling punt caught by Daniels at midfield. Jitterbugging to the 40-yard line. He tries to break out of a tackle. He's taken down. A flag is down at the 36. As the Beat Diggers make the play after a return of about 16. But that's going to be coming back.
Yeah, I think one of the Morgan kids held on that play.
Dave, if Fort Morgan scores here, would this be McBride and Kimball's last drive, you think, this early?
I don't know.
Because you'd be up that big. Well, you got to consider the team's health, right?
Right. But McBride's so big, I don't know, can you hurt him? Are you really that worried about him? And Kimball, nobody's been able to put a shot on him all day.
Yep.
I don't even know if he's even been really hit. He might have been dragged down and held maybe, but not hit.
First and 10. 46-yard line of Brush is the line of scrimmage. Rominger Jewelry and Gifts, the leader in Northeast Colorado for diamonds, jewelry, watches, and expert in-store jewelry repairs. First and 10 from the 46-yard line. There's the handoff, running left, and there's a seam to the outside for Kimball. Cuts it back to the inside, dragged down from behind at about the 34-yard line. Shaver made the tackle, but it's a gain of 12 for Tate Kimball. Dave, he keeps this up. He's going to be closer to 150, 200 yards.
Oh, I'll tell you what, he's just cleaning it up out there. We're already looking at 100 and dang near to 115 yards.
First and 10 at the Beat Digger 34-yard line. Randy Woodward goes off the field limping for brush. 7:20 to go in the third, and the Mustangs had a 19-point lead at the break. It's now at 26. And Dalen Knapp has attempted one pass of the game. Handoff, Kimball right side, runs into a Beat Digger, and then fights his way for maybe a couple to the 32. There was some penetration on the right side over there by Raymond Miller. Second down and 8 to go for Fort Morgan.
Just looking at about 120 yards now for Kimball on 17 carries.
Just shy to 32. Out of a shotgun is Trey McBride. And takes the snap, hands it off to Toby McBride, a stiff arm to the 30-yard line, and then he's tackled along the right sideline inside the 30 to about the 27. Yeah, so you imagine Trey McBride out of that shotgun, how dangerous he could be.
Oh, man.
Well, you said maybe Toby, unless he's cramping. Toby just got up slowly, and now Harrison Chisholm's got to be holding his breath. Yeah, he got up, but let me tell you, a trainer ran out there as fast as possible. Football's at the 27. It's a gain of 5. We'll call it third and a short 3.
So they're both at 120 yards now. McBride just did his in 12 carries.
McBride had a 13-yard touchdown run to begin the game. Third down and a short 3. With a ball just shy of the 27. Knapp back in there under center. Will Kimball get the football once again on 3rd and 3? He will. He'll run to his left. He's got a first down to the 25. Breaks a tackle to the 20. He drags a defender and still on his feet as he fights towards the 10. Flag is down, though. And that one could go against... Let's see, is that illegal participation? Or was that an actual hold on the play? Let's see what that's about. Oh, a chop block. That's against Rush. Dave, you seen that before? Chop block against the Beat Diggers?
Yeah, I don't know if our guy was just trying to take on that blocker. Blocker's coming out after him, and I think our guy might have just went after his knees.
Give him 17 yards there. Half the distance to the goal line. First and goal at the 5 for Fort Morgan. Wow. 17 yards for Kimball there. First and goal at the 5. Kimball is a deep back. He scored 4 touchdowns already. Kimball has a handoff running to his right, lunging for the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown across the goal line. Check that. Did Knapp keep it?
Yep.
All right, Knapp kept the ball. All right, that was fooled completely. The Beat Digger defense wasn't, but they nearly brought him down. Touchdown for Dalen Knapp. Check that. Thank goodness for Dave's eyes. 5 yards out. 39-7. Now the extra point to be attempted over there by Friday Gonzalez. The kick is up, and that kick is inside the left upright. It's good. 5:34 to go in the third quarter. Fort Morgan 40, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR. KSIR.com. And Jaron Peterson with an excellent return off the kickoff across the 30 to about the 35, at a 31-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, he just ran it right up the middle and had some good blocks, but the fact that he was running full bore and wasn't jogging around or doing any juking, that's what got him all those yards. He ran right past a lot of the Mustang defenders who might over pursued on that play.
Mustangs now lead 40-7, a 5-play, 46-yard drive in just over 2 minutes. And another touchdown, an extra point, we go to a running clock. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at their own 35-yard line. 5:26 to go in the third. Matos Garcia hands it off to Williams, running left, and he is down after a gain of about a yard. And that is some physical play. If somebody misses a tackle, somebody else is right there, and that somebody else was Nate Gertner. 2nd down and 9 to go for the Bee Diggers.
Yeah, he just hit him right down there around the knees. Williams didn't have a choice. He had to hit the dirt.
At the 36-yard line. Out of a shotgun, Matos Garcia is going to hand it off to Shaver, running left. And he's got short yardage, but he's still driving on his feet. And he's carrying defenders across the 40 to the 43. Shaver wouldn't give up there as he was able to pick up 7 yards in a play.
That takes him to 90 yards on the day. Like you said, he just willed his way down the field. Starting to see how I see Mike come back in the game, and so has McBride.
3rd down and 2 to go from the 43. On their own side of the field of the Bee Diggers. In a shotgun, Matos Garcia takes off with the football, and there's a 1st down. Up the left side across the 45 to the 47, a gain of 4 before the hit was made along that far side.
So 14 yards now for Maltos on 8 carries. It's just been a tough night.
1st and 10 for the 47.
You know, he took that snap and they just ran over the left side. They had that power formation in the backfield, but after he took the snap, he just followed his running back and his fullback right up the hole.
At the 47, Bee Diggers up to the line of scrimmage. Out of a shotgun. Matos Garcia drops it, picks it up, takes off with the football, and he's back to the line of scrimmage. And there's a Mustang down. Apparently took a shot. That might be Nate Cage. It is. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Yeah, Cage took a big-time shot right around the head, it looked like. And while they attend to the injured Fort Morgan player, 3:44 to go in the third quarter. It's Fort Morgan 40, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com. Bee Diggers have it 2nd down and 10 at their own 47-yard line, trailing Fort Morgan 40-7. Matos Garcia in a shotgun. The snap is low, the ball is loose, and he falls on it way back at the 36. It's a loss of 11. 3rd and 21 for the Bee Diggers.
Again, you know, that's just what happens when you're, you know, up there on that line of scrimmage and the defense is just pounding on you. After a while, you just can't get the snap back there.
Well, let's see what Brush decides to do now on this 3rd and 21 from their own 36-yard line. They got to get to the 43 of Fort Morgan. Trips to the right, Williams in motion to the left. 5-step drop, Matos Garcia, pressure coming, throws over the middle. Incomplete, intended for Shaver. Ball was deflected away at the 41, 4th down for the Bee Diggers, and they'll have to punt. 2:33 to go. And we are in the third. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Igmeyer Phillips Insurance, with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions, or provide a quote. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance and live in your world, learn in ours at Northeastern. NJC.edu for more information about classes available to you. End over end punt. Fielded at the 35 by Daniel. Spins out of a tackle, and he's down at the 38. Tackle was made. So we don't have that beat digger on the roster, but unless that's, nope, we don't have that beat digger, not the 84. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line for the Mustangs.
The defense just needs to seal up. You got to start making some sure tackles, Forget the score. Start focusing on making the tackle when it happens. Try to stay down around the knees and stay off those shoulder pads.
Yeah, you got to set it up for next week. And just play solidly here. 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of a shotgun, low snap. McBride will take off with the ball. That's Trey McBride, and he's got maybe a yard. I think he's back to the line of scrimmage. B-Diggers had some penetration up the middle and then along their left side. And a Mustang is down. Second time a Mustang is down. That looks like a cramp. Right at the 38-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Well, it's cooled off, Dave, but you still need your liquids.
Yeah, we've seen this happen a lot of years. Second half gets pretty long. Guys aren't getting enough water in them.
And this hopefully won't take long. Cage got up and he was okay. Yeah, this I think is a cramp. Fort Morgan student section is full, to say the least. Very full.
Yeah, they seem like they're stretching him out there. He's laying on his back, and they're putting some pressure on the bottom of his foot, trying to get his calf to loosen up.
Yeah, we can't even see who the player is. It's right in front of the Beat Digger bench. Dave, it's been a while since the Beat Diggers have been beaten this soundly. Last time I remember was that 62-7 loss to Platte Valley. And that was probably, 4 years ago? Maybe maybe even longer than that. Maybe 3 years ago. I'd have to look at that when it happened, but
it'd be 4 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, maybe 2011 or 2012. But I think 2011, they might have been undefeated that year and then lost to Bayfield in the state semifinals. Might have been the following year. But either way, we can always track down that information.
6 years ago.
Yeah, 2009. 2009, they started off 0-4. And then they won 8 in a row before they lost in the semis to Faith. Wow. That is Toby McBride. I didn't know it was him. That's the second time he's come up slow. Dave, I'd sit him out the rest of the game. Yeah, you can't afford to have him hurt at all.
Both coaches are going to have to make sure they get a lot of water in there, guys, so they can finish this thing up.
2nd down and 10 for the 38. We still have 2:18 to go, third quarter. Fort Morgan leads Brush 40-7, and let me tell you, it's getting a lot cooler. Almost to the point I'm going to say it's getting a little bit cold. At the 38. And there's the give up the middle. Big hole for Rosales. At the 50-yard line is inside of Beat Digger territory to the 48. And it's a gain of 14 and a 1st down.
Yeah, they went a little option look there. Handed the ball off in the A-gap on the right side, and their tailback was running out to the right like they were going to run that option. Kind of had the Diggers fooled as they were looking for that sweep.
1st and 10 at the 48. Kemble in motion to the right. There's the give to Rosales off right tackle. Spins his way to the 45. Tackle was made by Raymond Miller. It'll be 2nd down and 7 yards to go, a gain of 3.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Morgan's just running right at him now. Brush is counteracting that with getting some more guys up there on that line of scrimmage. Run that 3-5, but they're bringing some guys up on the outside, which they've been doing a lot of all night.
2nd down and 7 from the 45-yard line. We have a minute to go, third quarter. Under center is Dalen Knapp. There's the give to Tate Kemble. He's got a yard. Across the right side, there's a late flag. Well, you rarely see a flag thrown right in the pile on a gain of 1. And quickly, I mean, that play took a few seconds, if even more than 4 or 5. A block in the back against Fort Morgan. That'll bring the football back into Mustang territory. Tate Kemble scored 4 touchdowns tonight. McBride with 1. And then you had Dalen Knapp score the 6th and final touchdown.
Yeah, especially when the play was run right there in the interior part of the line in between the tackles. You don't see block in the backs very often. We'll take what we can get.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. You're right. 45 seconds to go. Trey McBride is off the field. So is Toby. And there's the give to Kemble running wide to the left. Breaks out of a tackle, still on his feet. And he's down at around midfield. Give him the 49, a gain of 3. Trent Mount and Raymond Miller around the football there for the Bee Diggers.
So 140 yards now.
And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. With the score, Fort Morgan 40, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let us begin the fourth quarter. The Mustangs lead the Bee Diggers 40-7. Fort Morgan has a 3rd and 13 at their own 49. Dalen Knapp under center, and the Bee Diggers jumped. That'll set up now about a 3rd and 8. Yeah, they fell victim to the snap count there.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours too.
It's at the Bee Digger 46. They got to get to the 38. 3rd and 8 could be 4-down territory for the Mustangs. Handoff right side, trying to break out of a tackle, getting thrown down in the backfield for Fort Morgan over there is Anthony Arroyo. Bee Diggers with outstanding penetration. And Riggs Tan was in on the hit. Along with a couple of other Bee Diggers, it's a loss of 2. And the Mustangs will have to punt.
Like you said, we just had that blitz going, and a lot of guys got back there and were able to trip him up before he had a chance to get a head of steam worked up. Brush has been in more of a 6-man front as well, just trying to fill all those gaps right at the line of scrimmage.
Very high but short punt by Kemble. Ball bounces at the 30, takes a Bee Digger roll to the 31. A punt of only 17 yards. And Brush will have it right there with 11:04 to go in the game.
A lot of fresh faces on the field for the Mustang defense already.
Is it me, Dave, or did you feel raindrops?
I felt one.
No, I felt multiple now. Multiple raindrops. Hopefully it'll hold off. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Matos Garcia's in a shotgun, and he's going to roll to his right. He'll take off with the football as he is taken down from behind at the 33. That'll be a horse collar. A horse collar there on that hit from a player I don't have on the roster either. So it's a gain of 2 and then 15 more.
Brush coming out with that option look, and that's something we had a lot of luck with the last few years, and Coach Call pulling that out of his bag. Maltos is a good one to run that because he does such a good job of hiding the ball and controlling it. And he makes some pretty good decisions as far as when to pitch.
1st and 10 at the 47. We've got 10:48 to go in the game. Fort Morgan 40, Brush 7. Under center, hand off to Hirschfeld, behind a blocker across the 50 to about the 46. That's a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3 to go for the Bee Diggers as they're now in Fort Morgan territory.
Brush still has the starting offense out there on the field. Still running out of that power set. Trying to establish some sort of a running game for next week, I think.
Yeah, and they don't play at home until the 26th. First 3 games for the Bee Diggers are on the road. 2nd and 3, handoff on the counter. There's a big hole for Shaver at the 40. He's over 100 yards as he's dragged down at around the 31. Tackle was made over there by Luis Garcia. But the gain of 15 and a 1st down for Clay Shaver.
And 105 yards on the night.
We will have a Bee Digger player of the game that we'll talk about during the postgame, of course. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers of the Fort Morgan 31. Matos Garcia looks behind him. Motions towards Aaron Williams. Shaver is in motion laterally to the right. Play action, wants to throw underneath, wide open, but it's dropped by Shaver at around the 29. Right through his hands, 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, I bet he'd like to have that one back. It was just a nice pass. It was right out there where he had his hands extended. His right hand was on top. The ball went right through him. Maltos is 5 for 13 tonight.
2nd down and 10 for the Fort Morgan 31. 9:22 to go in the game. Under center, Maltos Garcia, and there was movement there by Raymond Miller. It appeared he was looking to pull.
Yeah, we were unbalanced right that time. 4 offensive linemen over there and only 2 on the left side. I think Ray was looking to pull. He definitely took that step with his right foot, headed that direction.
In Sterling, Shine On has affordable dealing, and their window tinting will reduce glare and eye discomfort and protect your vehicle. They're at 580-4345 at Morgan Community College. Check them out on morgancc.edu. Imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. There is the pitch to Peterson, and he breaks out of an ankle tackle to 35. He's down at around the 30. Give him the 31. It's a gain of 5 for Peterson. Peterson's got a burst of speed there.
I was going to say the same thing. He definitely runs. He doesn't run like he's worried about it, does he? He just takes off going as fast as he can. It's good. He's not dancing around.
Well, he's trying to prove something to the coaches. He's only a junior. 3rd down and 10 for the Fort Morgan 31. Matos Garcia on the handoff to Peterson with a stiff arm inside the 30 to about the 27. A gain of 4. Tyler Dunn, a senior defensive back, made the tackle. It'll be 4th and 7. Make it 4th and about 6. Got to get to the 21. And now we've got some rain. Now we have a steady rain here in Fort Morgan. From the 27. 4th down and 6. Matos Garcia throws it fade, but Shaver's not out there. They misread each other. And the Mustangs take over on downs.
So Maltos ends up 5 for 14 so far. But again, just like they have a little miscommunication going there. I'm not sure if if he's expecting Shaver to drift towards the sideline or if he's expecting him to run a little faster, I don't know. But that's the second play that looked like that tonight.
Yep, 7:56 to go in the game, and we do have a steady rain falling here at Legion Field. That just tells you, let's just run the ball and get this game over with in the next 10 or 15 minutes at the most. It's not heavy at all, but from the 27 now, Fort Morgan calls a timeout. We'll take it with them. 7:56 to go in the game. It's Fort Morgan 40, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. First play out of the timeout, George Perea gains 11 yards from the 27 to the 38. First and 10 for the Mustangs. More than likely, this will be the final time they have the ball. They're just looking to run it out. The rain stopped as quickly as it came, is as quickly as it stopped. Tate Kemble has 4 touchdowns tonight for Fort Morgan from their own 38. Dave, I'd be shocked if this team doesn't make at least the state semifinals.
Oh man, they're loaded. They got the size. The big thing is they're so physical.
There's the handoff right side. Big hole for Perea inside the 40. Down the middle of the field to the 20. To the 10. Breaks out of a tackle. Touchdown. Touchdown for Perea. 62 yards. And the Mustangs now lead the Beat Diggers 46-7.
No, that's hard to swallow. They got their second team out there, and then they run the ball right at us, right up the gut. The kids are going to have to get their hands off their hips and get their heads up. Try to finish as strong as they can now.
Well, they're going to go for, the extra point. If they convert the extra point, this goes to a running clock. 62 yards by Perea. Quick drive there for the Mustangs. Snap is there, kick is up, and it's going to be a running clock. It's good. 7:10 to go. The clock should be running. And now it is. Fort Morgan 47, Brush 7. It's a 1-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 62-yard run by George Perea. Extra point good, 47-7. Matthew Coe just took the ensuing kickoff across the 20 to the 26. And 5.5 now to go with a running clock. Trent Mount is now the quarterback. Does the band have a quota of songs they got to get in? Because it's a running clock. I don't know.
They're getting louder.
Yeah, you think the game is over, right? And 40-point lead. First and 10 from the 26-yard line. There's the handoff to Coe along the right side. He's going to lose yardage. Dragged down by Austin Breidenbach, a junior linebacker. Back to about the 23. It's a loss of about 3. Second down and 13 to go for Brush. Oh, we're going to back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah. Okay, the official marked it wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Now we've only got about 6 or 7 plays left in this game with a running clock at 4:37. Second down, about 13, just outside their own 23. Mount awaiting the snap. Quick hitter right up the middle across the 25 to the 29. Gain of close to 6. And the ball carrier for the Beat Diggers was Aaron Williams. Perea was in on the hit along with Caleb Bell, a senior. Third down. And we'll call it 7 to go for the Beat Diggers at their own 29.
I got Williams up to a positive 5 yards on 6 carries. It's just been a rough night.
From the 29. And it appeared that somebody moved. Somebody did move. illegal procedure against the Beet Diggers.
Yeah, it came out of our backfield.
Well, I'm telling you this, Dave. I refuse to look at a game like this and say, well, it's going to be a rough season for Brush. I think this is more about how good Fort Morgan is.
I couldn't agree more. They're rock solid. Look at their second team here.
Huh. Yeah, they're deep. They are deep. 3rd and 12 at their own 24, and they are a larger school. I mean, they're 3A versus 2A. Handoff along the left side, and Peterson's going to get hit right at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Beet Diggers will have to work on their blocking undoubtedly. It'll be 4th down and Williams to punt. We have 2:48 to go in the game. And by the time he punts and the Mustangs take the next snap, there'll be about a minute and a half to go. In fact, nobody is back for Fort Morgan. High snap. Williams gets it off. End over end, short punt towards the Fort Morgan sideline. And it takes a roll towards the 50. And it's down at the 49. And that's where the Mustangs will have the football. Down over there by sophomore Adrian Lopez. Yeah, there is some talent in this Brush team, but there's not a lot of depth and there's a lot of inexperience. And they'll have to establish that throughout the course of the season. It's like last year, Dave, had Brush and Fort Morgan played in week 7 or 8. There's no way that's a 35-3 game.
No, you're right. It's a lot tighter.
And I think if these teams played in several weeks, Fort Morgan would still be a pretty significant favorite, but I think the Beet Diggers would feel a lot more comfortable about that matchup.
But in bet Coach Cole and his staff, they're going to have this team together. We're going to see a lot of improvement every week.
Yep. 1st and 10 from the 49. The quarterback is Isaac Linker. He's only a freshman. He will hand it off on the right side. Stutter stepping to the 45. Breaking out of tackles is Perea inside the 40 to about the 39. Perea's only a junior, and there's no way he's going to start ahead of Kemble. But he, and not because of him, because Kemble's so good. It's a gain of 10.
He's got 83 yards on 3 carries.
Yeah, well,
he's got a lot of start and stop to him.
He does. Very shifty. This should be the final play of the game because they're still in the huddle, and we've got 55 seconds to go. They might get another play off. Might have 2 more plays to go, but 2 max from the 38. Linker will hand it off to Perea, running wide to the left, inside the 40 to the 35, along the sideline to the 30, and then he's dragged down after another gain of 10, so just shy of 100 yards is George Perea. Well, that should be it. No need to take another snap. Clock is now inside 10 seconds. The band is still playing for some reason. And the Fort Morgan Mustangs have defeated the Brush Beet Diggers by a score of 47-7. We'll take a 2-minute break. Back in 2 minutes on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beet Digger post-game show is brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. Mr. D's Ace Home Center. The Fort Morgan Mustangs win the opening game of the season, defeating the Beet Diggers in Fort Morgan 47-7. Mustangs got on the board as Trey McBride scored from 13 yards out. Make it Toby McBride. I made that mistake 3 or 4 times tonight. 6-play, 35-yard drive at 1:54. The extra point was blocked. Fort Morgan later on, early in the second quarter, got a 3-yard touchdown run from Tate Campbell, his first of 4 scores. That was a 65-yard, 10-play drive in 4 minutes and 58 seconds. PAT was good. It was 13-0. Later on, with 3.5 to go, a 2-play drive, 36 yards from Tate Campbell, and that made it 20-0. The PAT was good. And then Clay Shaver, 1 play later from the line of scrimmage, went 75 yards up the left sideline. Extra point was good, making it 20-7. And then just before the half on the ensuing kickoff, Tate Campbell returned it 95 yards for a touchdown. and that made it 26-7. And that would be the halftime score. Early in the third, on Fort Morgan's first possession, Kemble scored from 10 yards out. 63-yard drive in a minute 23. It was 33-7. Then the quarterback Dalen Knapp on the next drive, completing a 2-minute drive, covered 46 yards. Knapp scored from 5 yards out. It was 40-7. And then to cap it off in the early stages of the fourth quarter, George Perea, 62-yard run. PAT was good. It went to a running clock, 47-7. Dave, let us get to the numbers for this game, where we know that Fort Morgan threw just one pass. The B-Diggers had to throw considerably more in the game.
Yeah, Brush ended up throwing the ball 14 times. Maltos Garcia connected on 6 of those. His leading receiver on the night was Aaron Williams, who had 2 catches for 19 yards. Shaver had 3 for 9 yards. And then Garcia had a -1 when he tried that double pass right before the half. As far as running the ball goes, Shaver led the team with 105 yards. Williams added 5 yards. Hirschfeld had 10. Peterson had 8. And Matco came in and ran the ball for a -1. Total offense on the day for the Diggers was 169 yards, with 141 of those on the ground.
All right, we know what Fort Morgan did.
They threw the ball
run.
Yeah, they threw the ball one time. They didn't complete that, but they ran the ball to death. 375 yards on the ground. The Diggers had a lot of missed tackles, but you got to give Fort Morgan credit with a lot of great blocking and also just a lot of hard running, because we couldn't tackle them. They had McBride carried the ball 12 times for 122 yards. Tate Kimball had 19 carries for 140 yards. Arroyo had a -2 on 2 carries. Trey McBride carried the ball for 1. Rosales had 2 carries for 17. And then Perea comes in late in the game for 94 yards. And also Knapp had 1 carry for 5 yards. So like I said, 375 yards total offense. 1 pass thrown that was incomplete, and that's the game.
B-Digger Player of the Game is brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. That is, learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. Well, the B-Diggers had 1 touchdown, 75 yards away from Clay Shaver, so he is the B-Digger Player of the Game. And if not for that run, Dave, boy, that B-Digger offense, the numbers would look minimal.
Yeah, it was just bad. You know, it started at the very beginning of the game. We couldn't get anything going, and then it never stopped after that. You know, it just got worse and worse. Penalties at the wrong time. But, you know, just really the big thing was we just got outstronged and out-hustled.
Well, again, you and I agree, though, that this was more about how good Fort Morgan is as opposed to the way Brush played tonight. Fort Morgan is just a heck of a team.
You know, you got a national champion wrestler and a state champion on one side. You got his little brother who's probably had to fend for his life every day of his life on the other side. Then you got Alec Mai in the middle who has to wrestle both of them every day, and they're all big. They're all physical. They're all mean, and then you follow that with a lot of speed on the defense, and you know, it just made it tough for us to get anything going. And you got to give Kimball a lot of credit, man. He ran the ball so well, and he's going to have a great year this year, especially if he keeps if Fort Morgan's able to keep up a lot of that good blocking that they had. A kid like Rosales is out there blocking like crazy, and our corners and outside linebackers couldn't do anything.
I remember when Columbine won the state championship shortly after that tragedy in '99. They won the state championship game, Dave, I think with like 500 yards of rushing. They never even attempted a pass. And not that Fort Morgan runs the same offense as Columbine, but if you're that good, Dalen Knapp, the quarterback, is going to have a lot of pressure taken off his shoulders.
Exactly, and then, you know, on top of that, the other team can't get the ball. Look at that. You know, before the second quarter, we only had the ball probably, 9 times? I think we had three and outs. And so if your offense is never on the field and they can control it and not have the penalties like Fort Morgan did tonight, you know, they're going to be very successful. I wish them a lot of luck.
Well, the B-Diggers are going to have a good game next week against Weld Central. It's a weaker opponent. They're on the road, but you open up with a game like this, and you and I documented this during the broadcast, it's going to make you that much better because you know what you have to correct. And you mentioned with a head coach like Reed Call, who's won a couple of state championships, he'll make the proper adjustments. He'll have his team working on the right things to get going in the right direction and hopefully work towards another playoff run, which would be the 14th consecutive for the B-Diggers. The sound engineer and producer of Brush B-Digger football tonight has been Rose Condas. For Dave Uhrig, I'm John Beltran. A reminder, you can follow us on Facebook at 1010 KSIR Sports. That's our page, or KSIR Sports on Twitter. We'll have some video on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube. B-Diggers and Weld Central Rebels coming up next Friday night, 7 o'clock on 1010, as well as KSIR.com. The final score from Legion Field in Fort Morgan, 47, Brush 7 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.